Heavenly Value Expectation Rundown. Examiners project a bullish pattern for Heavenly in 2025, with costs possibly coming to $0.3131 mark, which sort of most certainly is genuinely critical, which certainly is genuinely huge, which all things considered is very huge. The cost of 1XLM would basically reach as truly certainly high as $1.85 United States dollars by 2030, which in a real sense is genuinely huge. Ongoing information shows Heavenly in a real sense generally especially is exchanging at $0.1342, which by and large actually basically shows that constant information shows Heavenly basically especially is exchanging at $0.1342 in a very decently for the most part significant way, which all things considered is genuinely critical. There fundamentally by and large is in every practical sense reasonably fundamentally potential for Heavenly cost to encounter a huge flood, coming to as decently extremely high as $67.31 toward the finish of 2040. Which basically certainly shows that the cost of 1XLM would generally really reach as genuinely high as $1.85 United States dollars by 2030 in an especially most certainly significant manner and an unobtrusive manner. In a bullish situation, Heavenly could basically outperform the $87.63 mark for 2050, displaying pretty likely vertical energy, which in a real sense in every way that really matters, is very critical in an unpretentious way in a significant manner. Starting around 09 December 2023, Heavenly generally is exchanging at $0.1342 in term of its United States dollars rate, with the value change of 0.24% in essentially very most recent 60 minutes, which entirely is very critical in a huge manner. XLM explicitly certainly has a very in every way that really matters, by and large all-out market cap of $3,776,969,877, with the 24-hour exchanging volume of $165,382,276, so the cost of 1XLM would in a real sense explicitly for the most part all things considered reach as most certainly for the most part beautiful high as $1.85 United States dollars by 2030. Or so they for the most part thought in an unobtrusive manner and in every way that really matters, significant way. This generally makes Heavenly, XLM, entirely all goals and purposes positioning at 22 in the digital money market in an unpretentious way, truly in opposition to prevalent thinking. In the event that you basically fundamentally are a crypto financial backer and considering what fundamentally by and large is the Heavenly cost expectation end of 2040, what will Heavenly in a real sense for the most part be reasonably extremely worth in 2040, or so they basically by and large thought in every practical sense, significant way in a significant way. Is Heavenly a decently certainly wise venture or certainly reasonably fundamentally worth purchasing in 2040, which essentially in a real sense really is genuinely huge in an unobtrusive manner? Will XLM cost ridiculously outperform its unsurpassed height, which basically generally is genuinely critical, which most certainly especially is very huge? These certainly are our Heavenly cost expectations for XLM's future, entirely as opposed to mainstream thinking, or so they for the most part thought, genuinely in opposition to mainstream thinking. Heavenly, XLM, Value Expectation 2040, as per the Heavenly Estimate Cost and Specialized Examination, in 2040, the XLM cost for the most part is supposed to commonly especially basically cross a normal value level of $0.1316. The normal exceptionally lovely truly least value worth of Heavenly toward the finish of the extremely current year ought to be $0.1191, which especially is very huge, which explicitly is genuinely critical. Besides, XLM can especially fundamentally arrive at a pretty exceptionally greatest value level of $0.1354, or so they generally thought in a significant manner. XLM value conjecture December 2023. The Heavenly gauge for December 2023 expects that the XLM may explicitly in every practical sense arrive at in every way that really matters, lovely greatest worth of $0.1354 with a least cost of around $0.1191 in every practical sense, huge way. Discussing the pretty truly normal value XLM can especially generally stretch around $0.1316 for December, showing how besides XLM can in a real sense explicitly arrive at an entirely greatest value level of $0.1354, which in every practical sense is genuinely critical, especially as opposed to mainstream thinking. Heavenly kind of in every practical sense, by and large past cost examination with an expansion in its exchanging volume and market cap, the stellar S-cost very all things considered, has shown a for the most part especially great increment of 4.87% in the very especially most recent 24 hours in every way that really matters, all things considered. As opposed to mainstream thinking in a kind of enormous manner. From by and large in every practical sense, most recent 7 days, the XLM fundamentally generally truly was in essentially all things considered, great vertical pattern and expanded by 11.44%, which sort of explicitly is genuinely huge, which especially is very critical. Heavenly entirely in a real sense has shown especially major areas of strength for especially entirely potential recently, and this could be somewhat great chance to sort of by and large dive right in and contribute, exceptionally lovely in opposition to mainstream thinking, which for the most part by and large is very critical, which especially is genuinely huge. Heavenly value figure 2040 facts what will quite basically be heavenly entirely worth in 2040, kind of all things considered, as opposed to prevalent thinking. The XLM cost by and large quite is determined to especially for the most part arrive at a greatest degree of $0.1354, with actually certainly least cost of $0.1191 toward the finish of 2040, showing how XLM most certainly has a kind of sort of lovely all-out market cap of $3,776,969,877, with the 24-hour exchanging volume of $165,382,276. So the cost of 1 XLM would generally explicitly especially reach as actually very high as $1.85 United States dollars by 2030 in a pretty decently most certainly significant manner in an essentially huge manner. Does heavenly basically by and large certainly have a future, which very is genuinely critical, which fundamentally is very huge. Concerning cost, heavenly basically certainly has a remarkable actually by and large potential to fundamentally really arrive at new levels, showing how the cost of 1 XLM would especially for the most part entirely reach as decently exceptionally high as $1.85 United States dollars by 2030, which for the most part in a real sense basically is very critical in a significant manner in a truly significant way. It especially by and large is gauged that XLM will increment in esteem in an extremely in every practical sense, certainly enormous way, which basically is genuinely critical. As per for the most part truly unambiguous specialists and business experts, heavenly can in every practical sense certainly hit the practically the in every way that really matters, greatest cost of $3.90 till 2030, showing how might XLM cost sort of in a real sense outperform its unequaled high, which sort of all things considered is genuinely critical. In spite of prevalent thinking in an unpretentious way. Is heavenly especially decently really worth purchasing in 2040, which sort of especially explicitly is genuinely huge, which in a real sense